I feel like the more and more life goes on, I feel like there are more industry plants that just fucking pop out of nowhere. And essentially, if you don't know what an industry plant is, it's basically someone that is masking themselves to be an independent. They got here on their own, but in reality, the industry was backing them from the fucking start. And I ain't gonna lie, there's some crazy people that are accused of being a fucking industry plant. But we're not gonna look at the people that are being accused of being industry plants. We are gonna look at the people that have been exposed to be industry plants in the music industry. I want to watch this video so badly, but however, before we get to this video, bro, you gotta like and subscribe real quick, bro. We are just very little bit away from 1,000 subscribers, bro. We about to hit a major milestone, and like the video too, bro. Come on, I need you to like the video, subscribe, bro, please, bro. Don't hold me. All right, man, let's get to the video.
So let's start off with one of the most notorious industry plants that there is, Jumex. So Jumex is one of the first artists that people tend to think of when it comes to industry plants. He's an artist who started blowing up in 2019 after the release of his song Loner. However, it was pretty apparent right off the bat after the release of his first song Trapped that he was an industry plant. The song was a cookie cutter yell rap song where he's yelling the hook and then he raps a verse while forcing his voice to sound like this. The chorus was these lyrics repeated over and over again. I'm trapped and I can't get out, so might as well get high. I'm trapped and I can't get out, so might as well just die. And I don't mind mediocre lyrics and stuff being repeated. Like Lil Pump is a good example, but at least Lil Pump had some sort of character and some charisma that made the song fun. Jumex's song was just, hey, true. X is popular, let me try to copy that. But the reason it was apparent that he was an industry plant because of this song is because it was his first song and it had a music video directed by ex-Odd Future member Taco, who's pretty up there in the music industry. And he was already signed when this song was released. So then it begs the question, how did Jumex get planted? Well, Jumex was your average high school SoundCloud rapper who was fascinated by music from artists like Lil Peep, X, and others. He was releasing some music before he was planted, but it was even worse than his newer stuff.
Damn!
There, hearts broken to despair. I saw you in the summer, just a girl with long hair.
I'm sorry, what the fuck? Ew, bro, what the fuck was that? You're not getting out the hood with this. How did this become such like a hit? It's incredible to me that there's music in the world that is this bad. Bro, why does bro sound like it echoed the entire song? It's like he's peaking.
And on top of that, he was trying to look the part of a SoundCloud rapper as well. However, he went somewhat viral after posting a video online where he was smoking in his class and yelling World Star. This video caught the attention of Bradley Scoffern. Bradley Scoffern is a guy who's worked a lot with Odd Future. He used to help manage Tyler the Creator and worked with Golfway. He had been working with him as early on as 2012 and also worked as a carnival director at Camp Flognaw. So people theorized that Bradley found Jumex from this video, heard his music, decided to invest in him, hooked him up with some industry connections, and therefore planted him in the music industry. People have also said that the label he was with, Corton Records, was created by Bradley, made to look like some indie label, even though there was tons of money behind it. Like I said, this isn't a confirmed fact, it's just speculation, but it would make a lot of sense as to how Jumex got all these industry connections. People also theorized that Bradley had Taco direct his first music video and song, and Taco even played it during his DJ set at Camp Flognaw in 2018. His following song, Loner, was released shortly after Trapped, and he had writing assistance from I Love McConan, who actually helped him on a bunch of other songs, which is kind of sad when the songwriting is so terrible. There's also screenshots of Jumex asking people to write him a song about flexing but emotionally. He got a Genius interview for this song and people clowned on it.
He had a whole Genius interview. He had a lot of people backing him and he still eventually flopped. If you're an industry plant, there's no way you should fail, right? Like, you just gotta be dog shit whatever it is that you're doing in order to fail in the industry. I'm sorry, if you got the entire industry backing you, paying for all your shit, putting you on even though you fucking suck, you gotta be all types of ass for them to put you out again. Like, I'm sorry, like, that doesn't make any sense.
And that brings us to our next notorious industry plant, Baby Goth. So Baby Goth is an artist that just appeared one day. She popped onto the scene when she was featured on Trippie Redd's album A Love Letter to You 3 on November 9th of 2018. Shortly after that, she released her first song, Swimming, with Trippie Redd and Lil Xan. So right off the bat, she looked like an industry plant. I mean, her first song wasn't even out and she was already on Trippie Redd's album, but there's a bit more to the story. Before she became Baby Goth, she was always really into music. She started making music under the name Bria Bueno and had been doing covers and releasing her own music. She was even with an indie label called Rewind Records. In In 2016, she posted an Indiegogo campaign with the attempt to raise money so she could make an EP. Unfortunately, though, she only raised $320 out of her $14,000 goal. Eventually, she was able to release her EP called Babyface, which was more like a pop-sounding project that was actually pretty decent. She had a pretty good voice, and I think she could have had more potential with that had she not rebranded. Baby Goth was doing a ton of things to try to get noticed, and she claims that she was eventually noticed by some people in the industry who found her on their Explore page on Instagram. She then signed to Republic Records, which is a branch of UMG, which is one of the big 3 record labels in the music industry. And when she got signed, she underwent a huge rebrand, covering up her previous career and creating a new image, which is a theme we see among many other industry plants. Her new image was face tattoos, flexing money, and posing with guns. Her and her label were also seemingly hiding the fact that she had a husband and 2 kids, so clearly her label was trying to make her appeal to a certain audience, which, like I said earlier, is a marketing gimmick. Baby Goth then began blowing up after her first few songs. However, though, shortly after she started releasing music, she was exposed by a YouTuber named Progress, who basically proved she was an industry plant. He even found a video of one of her managers saying himself that he made her entire image and brand. He said that she was like a potato with no personality, so he gave her one.
She has no personality.
Damn!
Since a person can't speak, you gotta make them look cool, right? So we get a cool name, right? All we had to do, get face tats, because all these artists got face tats, right? So you build a aesthetic, you build a brand, right? So when she walks into the office, she looks cool. You know what I mean? That's all labels want.
And that was insane to see. I cannot believe that he admitted that online for people to see.
So he posted that shit on the web for the free. Like my feet pics? Nah, bro. I'm actually like very glad that we're watching this video, because it gives you so much insight onto how these big companies and industries think. The thing about these industries is that, you know, oh, this is gonna get you the most attention, this is gonna get you the most this and that, but at the same time they strip basically everything that made the person them away. That's the thing I love about being a YouTuber. I can do this shit I wanna fucking do, okay? I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can act however the fuck I wanna act. I can fucking yell, and I can talk like this and be completely fucking normal. It's the fact that I can do what the fuck I want to do, and I can be who the fuck I want to be. Just like how you can do the same fucking thing. Dye your hair. Let's completely cover up the fact that you have a fucking family just so we can get more money off of it. Nah, bro. Be who the fuck you are, because at the end of the day, there's only one person of you. My nigga, you are a limited edition, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise, bro.
Anyways, back to the video. Our next industry plant is someone with one of the most fascinating origins out of anyone else on this list, and his name is Smiles. So Smiles is a rapper whose name may sound familiar because he was featured on 6ix9ine's album Tattletales on the song Charlie. He released his first song as Smiles a day before that 6ix9ine song came out, and has been releasing music consistently ever since. He hasn't seen much success and has only had one song since then crack 1 million plays.
That's Snoop, bro. He got a song with Snoop
called Happy. So how did an extremely small rapper get featured on 6ix9ine's album and get a feature from Snoop Dogg? So I think we should start with Smiles' dad. His dad is a man by the name of Bruno Mascalo, who is a multi-millionaire with an estimated net worth of $575 million. Now the reason I think this guy is his dad is for 3 reasons. 1, he follows Smiles and a Smiles fan page on Instagram. 2, they both have the same name. 3, he mentioned in an interview he has a son in a rock band in LA. And you may be wondering, isn't Smiles a rapper? Why'd you say that he's in a rock band? Well, that article is from 2011, when Smiles was in a rock band by the name of Drive A. He was the lead vocalist and guitarist, and I'm not gonna lie, their music was pretty solid. The band was formed in 2007 and put out music until 2011. They released 2 full-length albums, and they were actually pretty successful. Drive A has a music video with over 160,000 views, and there's a ton of people in the comments saying that they actually missed the band or that they saw them live on tour with other bands. However, I can hardly find any information about this group, and after breaking up in 2011, Smiles joined another band called Raw Fabrics under the name Jack Franco. They started the band in 2011, and by 2014 the band had just finished a nationwide tour that they headlined and then released their debut EP Gold Handcuffs. In 2015, after releasing their second EP, it seems like the band split, leaving just Jack Franco, who is now going by Jack Bruno. He was also struggling with drugs, which may have had a hand in that. Jack Bruno was active as Raw Fabrics until 2016, when he decided to go solo as Jack Bruno, but instead of making rock music, he made rap music. I believe he started releasing rap music in 2017, and that's when his career got extra weird. He had songs featuring Famous Dex, who was super hot at the time, and he also had a song with Playboi Carti. For some reason, some of his music was released as 92 Jack, so it seems seems like he's been having identity issues throughout his career. Regardless, he was somehow very involved in the industry and had tons of connections. He's open for artists like Wiz Khalifa, Juice WRLD, Lil Pump, Lil Skies, 6ix9ine, and Ray Shremmer. It's left a lot of people wondering how he was able to get these connections, and I've seen some people speculating that he paid for them. And that would make sense since no one really knew who he was, and he was even booed off stage at some points.
Damn!
I feel bad for how hard he was clowned on, but the music was kind of cringy, like this live Dunkin' Donuts performance he did.
Trying to eat a diet, then you eat a donut. When you're trying to stay sane, then you up and go nuts.
There's gotta be some context to it, right? There had to have been a gun pointed at him. There had to have been some level of misunderstanding that we, the public, the audience, don't know about for him to be in that situation and for that situation to go that badly for him. I think I overestimate human intelligence a little bit, but I'm willing to believe that there's just no way he was willing to go through all that embarrassment just so he could pass it on to me as secondhand embarrassment, right?
But then in 2020, Jack Bruno again rebranded to Smiles, whose persona was essentially that of a 2010 smiley face emoji. It seemed like he was trying to have a similar image to 6ix9ine. He came out as Smiles under Create Music Group, which is the same group that has worked with 6ix9ine, YNW Melly, and more. So people speculate that the reason he has all of these connections isn't because a label scooped him up and tried to make him an industry plant, but instead people speculate that he's just asking his dad for money so he can pay for these extremely expensive features and pay to open for people on tour. So that's why I'd say he isn't a traditional industry plant. It's more like he used his dad's money to actually plant himself in the music industry.
That's okay. That's an interesting theory, but some people call it nepotism. I think that his point still really stands.
And that brings us to our final industry plant, Icy Narco.
I'm Icy Narco, and I deserve to be the XXL freshman because I taught SpongeBob how to play the clarinet.
So Icy Narco began making music in 2016, back when he looked like a normal kid, but he didn't really get much attention. Throughout 2017, he changed his sound and style to be much more similar to that of a Lil Pump or some other trendy Florida rapper. His music was very mediocre, but the sound was trendy, so he did garner a small fan base. Songs like You, Viagra, Niagara, and more helped him grow his audience. Because he was already appealing to the Lil Pump type of audience, the label he would eventually sign with didn't have to do much to alter his image. It was already there. They would do some other inauthentic, cringy stuff, but I'll get to that later. All they had to do was just scoop him up and push his mediocre music, which is exactly what happened. Icy Narco signed to 10,000 projects in late 2017 or early 2018 and instantly began blowing up. He even said himself that when he signed to 10K, he hardly had anything and had recently just moved out to LA. This is a label that's worked with artists like Ice Spice, 6ix9ine, Ian Dior, Trippie Redd, Coin, and many more. His first few songs that were released on streaming instantly blew up and he got millions of streams. Icy Narco got a No Jumper interview and was seen with many other artists like YNW Melly and Young Nudy. However, the gimmick wore off quickly and his streams immediately plummeted after his first few songs. And of course, some people were enjoying his music even before he signed, but it was very short-lived and a lot of his views were probably just from people who wanted to check out the new and blue Lil Pump. He dropped his album Winter Can Be Murder in 2019 with 10K and it performed very poorly. It seems like his label even had him link up with Gary Vee for some reason, maybe for publicity or PR, but it's clear that this was a corporate decision. Regardless, after 2019 he stopped working with 10K Records and has only released 5 songs since. The reason he didn't work out is because his style was so unoriginal and it was very obvious that the label was just trying to capitalize on this trend. Most viewers were aware of this too, with top comments like, "This guy jacked so many rappers in one track," and "XXX the smoke pump god." And again, I wouldn't say his music was that bad. It was decent, but it lacked any originality and it was capitalizing on a dying trend. So despite 10K Records planting him in the music industry, he failed to grow.
I feel like the industry kind of failed the artist on that one. He came to the table like the Walmart version of Lil Pump. Bro, who would want to be a new Lil Pump, bro? That doesn't make any sense. Lil Pump has been outdated ever since like 2016, and you doing this shit in like what, 2020, 2021? I ain't gonna lie, it just wasn't meant to be for real, bro. But at the end of the day, there are only 3 things in life that are guaranteed: death, taxes, and the fact that there will always be industry plants. Let me know in the comments who you think is likely an industry plant, because he just went through the people that are known industry plants and that have failed. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to get more videos like this, and I'll see y'all guys later. Peace. Ain't gonna lie, this nigga is getting dick down from all different angles.